Hello and welcome to SudoKanard. We're here to solve this Sym-Sum Antiknight Sudoku by Italian author Stefano Forcolin. It was featured in the recent Sudoku Grand Prix, and it was the lowest pointer among the variants. It's a very unusual variant. So it combines a quite common variant, which is anti-night, which means that whenever two cells are separated by a chess-knight move, they must contain different digits. So this can't be a 2, this can't be a 2, none of those cells can contain a 2. Well, this one couldn't contain a 2 anymore. And there's this Sym-Sum, which means that whenever two cells are separated just by the symmetry with a base point here, a central symmetry, and those two cells must have digits summing to 10, which means that this is 8, here we have a 4, here we have a 6, here we have a 6, here we have a 9, and there we have a 9, and this here is a 3, which gives a lot of digits to begin with. And now we're supposed to solve this using the rules of anti-night. All right, so I'm seeing that 1 is nowhere here, and by the knight's move it's nowhere here, and it's nowhere here, so that's the 1, and by the symmetry that's the 9. So let's proceed with the 1s. So we see that 1 is somewhere in here. Well, it won't be here because of the knight's move. And similarly, 9 is somewhere here. But once we've solved the 1s, we can place the 9s in corresponding positions. But first, those 1s allow us to put a 1 here and a 9 there. Now 1 is nowhere here. By the knight's move, 1 is not here, so 1 is somewhere here and there. Inside this region, 1 is not in here, it's somewhere here, that's not very useful. 1 is not here, that's not useful either. Let's rather move on to 4 and 3, which are not here, so they must be here. But this 4 with the knight's move says that this is 3, this is 4. So we get the 7 and the 6. Something interesting in here is that this digit plus that is 10, same here, so we know that 5 is in none of those cells, because 5, we would need a repeated 5, so 5 must be in the center. So this is a 2-8 pair. Now 3 and 4 must be here actually, and those must be 6 and 7, and we can't decide right now. Here we need 2, 5, and 8. 5 is not here. So 5 is somewhere here and here. We don't know anything more, I'm afraid. So there are a lot of 4s. So 4 is somewhere here, but by the knight's move we can remove those options. So that's a 4, and that's a 6. Now there's a 4 somewhere here, but with the knight's move we can remove this option, so that's a 4 and that's a 6. So now what about 4 inside this region? Using those 4s we can place 4 here and 6 there. And inside this region, with the knight's move, 4 is not here, it's there, with a 6 there, and it pushes the 1 into those cells, which pushes the 9 into those cells. And this 4 resolves this and that. Here we need 2 and 8. It was probably not that useful to pencil mark them. What about 4? I think we have all of them. 8 is not here. That's not so interesting. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? All right. Well, what else do we need? One is not here. It's not here by the knight's move. It's not here, so that's a 1. And that's a 9. And we get the 9 here, so 1 is there. We have all 1s and 9s in the grid, I think. 2 is not here, so inside this column, that's a 2, that's a 5. And by symmetry, we get 8 here and 5 there. And in the column, we still need the 5 in those symmetrical positions. This is now 8 with a 2 here. So 2 is not there. That's a 1-2 pair. Oh, but actually there's a 1 here. So that's the 1 and that's the 2. And that's the 9 and that's the 8. Which of these digits does not appear here? That's the 5. So 5 in the column must be here, and by the symmetry it must be here. Next. What is the next digit? Here we need 3, 7, and 8. 7 is not here. 8 is not here, so that's a 3. And that's a 7. So 7 and 8 here. Oh, and now this can't be an 8. Because this cell says this just by the rules of Sudoku and says this by the knight's move. So that's a 2 and that's an 8. And now with those 2s we can place a 2 here and an 8 there. This is now a 3 and that's a 7. And the thing about this, I'm not seeing it. This row still needs a 3, 7 or 8. This is not 7. What about what? Here we need 2 and 3. Here we need 7 and 3. I'm not seeing anything to disambiguate all of that. So let's just write down the candidates. So those are 3, 5, and 8. 3 is not here by the knight's move. 5 is not here just by the rules of Sudoku. Here we need 3 and 7. So what is this all about? Here, this should be enough. Oh, this is what I've been missing. This 2 disambiguates that. By the knight's move, that's an 8, that's a 2. So that this is not 8. And all this 3 here makes this 8, that's 5, that's 3. I've probably done too many videos in a row. And now let's use the symmetry. I forgot to do that. So that's 7. Now this is the counterpart of this, so that's a 5. Here the missing digit in the column is a 7. That's a 2. That's a 3, and that's a 2, and that's it. So I probably spent too much time solving this puzzle. But I thought when I did it during the contest that 26 points tasted a little undervalued, actually. Usually, when a variant puzzle has as many points as a classic puzzle, I tend to solve the variant faster. It did not happen with this puzzle, so perhaps I become faster with classics. And perhaps I was just too tired when I approached this puzzle. Well, all those theories are pointless. I will just say thank you for watching this video. See you someday on SudoKanard.